Hi guys, Matt from the Big River here. We got more fish to unbox this week. Not the biggest order, but got some really cool stuff. A lot of Corys on this order. As you know, I go by the belief that he who dies with the most Corys wins. But first thing out of the box is plants. That's a really nice batch of giant Amazon swords. Been getting in some really great ones from this particular vendor. Also got in more comets. As I remember right, these are a special order. We do special order discounts. If you let us know in advance, we'll get you your feeders in bulk. Also some shrimp in there. There is some carbon rillies. Restock on those guys. Started carrying those again here a few weeks back and they've been a hit, so we'll just keep a pumping on those. Carbon rillies, of course, are kind of a blue-black with a white bar on them. Look pretty attractive. So get yours today. All right, next up we have another box of fish. Big surprise that. I tried really hard to get a reptile order this week and none of my vendors had what I needed, so maybe next week. But for this week, freshwater fish, we got albino Corys, a whole bunch of those for a restock, and gold grammies, which are kind of an albino two-spot grammy, and big fish. Remember, 5 to 7 inches on all that variety of grammy. Here are some little fish, kind of the opposite of that. These are narrow wedge rasboras, kind of look like a harlequin rasbora, but a little bit narrower on the little black spot. Next is more Corys, because I promised you lots and lots of Corys. These are the bronze ones, or the not albino version of the bronze Corys. Next is itty bitty hatchets. These are dwarf hatchets. I had the option of dwarfs or pygmies this week. They are a slightly different fish, both of them a smaller, almost nano hatchet fish. Remember, small mouths, small food for those guys. Another small tetra. This is the Amanda's Ember Tetra. Nice firecracker red schooling tetra that doesn't get very big, under an inch. Different kind of dwarf. This is a royal blue dwarf gourami male. Remember, the royal blue just describes the color. The dwarf gourami, or Trigogaster lilius, comes in several different color patterns. Get about 3 inches. Smaller than the 5 to 7 inches, guys. Not a nanofish. Next up is a little cichlid, dwarf cichlid. I guess dwarf is the theme of this box. These are German blue rams, which are a color variety of the ram cichlid. Ram standing for Microgeophagus ramirezi. Another tetra for the tetra special. These are the rummy nose tetras. I forgot to mention our tetra special on the other couple of tetras that came out of the box. If you buy 4 or more, you get 25% off on any of your tetra species that you get if you've subscribed to our channel. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put my bags. I put my box in a silly spot. We have been doing this tetra special, oh gosh, for about, it's got to be 5 years we've been doing this special. And lots of you have taken advantage of the opportunity to get larger schools at a discount. Admittedly, it's a shameless plug for our YouTube channel that you are watching, but also encourage bigger schools, happier fish. Another dwarf cichlid. This is an epistogramma this time. The Agassiz fire red, gorgeous little color variant of the Agassiz epistogramma. Albino tiger barbs, not a dwarf fish at all, get up to about 2 inches. I have the greens and the regulars over there as well. Remember, fin nippy on those guys, but a nice schooling fish. Zebra auto cinctus. We have not had these guys in a little while. All your autos are pretty good at brown algae or diatoms, but these guys have a nice cool pattern on them, so very fun. Neon tetras come in a little bit small this week. Looks like we got a nice big batch of them though. We stock on those again for the tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off. More Corys. This is the Cory species C123 yellow Cory, or the yellow neopinus, I've seen it called. Very, very neat. Yellowfin Cory. Lots of common names. Really unusual, hard to get Cory though, and not too terribly expensive. These are puffers, South American puffers, obviously from South America. They come from clear up in the Amazon and the Peru, so not a brackish fish. Those are freshwater, actually soft water fish. Common auto to go along with those zebra autos. Got to love them for your cleanup crew. They're great for that brown algae, as we said earlier. Trying this new space out for filming, and I like the background. Got to figure out how I'm going to place my boxes so we can just keep going seamlessly here. All right, halfway through this order. Not a huge order, but like I said, some really cool stuff. Next up is more Corys, because I promised you lots of Corys. These are the Deckers. I've only had these like once. Let's see, African butterfly. Got a couple of those this week. Restock on those guys. Been very popular, fun top fish as opposed to like a hatchet fish. These are a bigger guy. Pretty good sized mouth on them, so don't put them in a tiny fish or you will lose them. And make sure you have a good top or they will jump out and you will lose them that way too. Red panda barb or melon barb. Restock on those guys. I haven't had new ones of these in a long time. About a 2.5 to 3 inch barb. Beautiful fish with a nice red color to them. A little bit different between males and females. Fast. A great choice for a dither fish. Here's a puffer. Let's see if you can see him in the bag there. This is a good size shouted Denny puffer or the Congo leopard puffer. They'll call them the community puffer, and that's because they're less likely to destroy everything else in your tank. Really, really, really neat fish that's become available again in the last 5 years after about a 30-year hiatus. So very cool. Another African fish. This is the elephant nose, or Peter's elephant nose. Really great in a large school of fish in a giant aquarium or by themselves with a lot of food. They're up to a 12-inch fish. Discus on this ordered several, got a few. This is an albino or the snow white discus, so looking good there. Let's see, maybe I got a spot to shove these guys in over here. 2 boxes to go. We're going to rip through this order quick this week. Alrighty, more fishies. We love fish. More Corys. I said lots of Corys. I did not kid. These are panda Corys. Restock on those guys. Looking great. Little tank raised pandas. More Corys. Sturbays. Also tank raised. Sturbays are your warm water Cory. Restock on those as well. And here's a Batis. We haven't had these ones in a while. There's several different varieties, of which the Scarlets are the most popular and most common. But these are flame red Batis. They're very similar to the Scarlet Batis, another small fish. There are actually some of the Batis that are bigger fish, like this big or even bigger. But these are nano fish, little ambush predators of the very minute stature. Dwarf anchor moth catfish, another dwarf fish, because apparently that's our theme for this week. The great little nano catfish that don't get particularly big. Emerald eye rasboras, not as small as they look in the bag. I mean, they're small now, but they'll get about 1.5 inches, but they have a really small mouth, really pretty. Got a little green sheen to them, plus a bright eye. So easy to overlook, but very subtly gorgeous little fish, little rasbora. This is our more Corys, obviously. These are the leopard Corys. They look a little better off than those Deckers did. Hopefully those Deckers come through. We sent them over to get acclimated right away. And here's another Cory coup. These are the green laser Corys. A good jump up in price on those this time, but we got them anyway because anytime we can get green lasers, we just gotta have them. Between the cool name and the gorgeous fish, they're one of the most sought after Corys in the hobby. Next is another discus. Let's see, we had a couple different varieties here. This one was a snakeskin discus, nice little 3-inch snakeskin, and the other one is a red turquoise. There you go, beautiful. Red turquoise with a bright burgundy color on it. Beautiful fish. So I've got a few discus in this week. Been selling lots of discus and they've been a little bit hard to replace, so we're kind of at a low ebb. But that'll change in a minute or two. Our guys, we buy them oftentimes the same outfit that I get my bettas from, and I think one week they restock fancy discus and the other week they restock fancy bettas. Give them a couple days. They'll restock, we'll restock, it'll all be fine. More stuff. Red top tapayos, or redhead tapayos. These are an earth-eating cichlid of Geophagus. Been awfully popular and for good reason. Beautiful fish. Do get pretty big. 8 to 10 inches is not unlikely. Got a couple different bags of glowfish this week. Restock on those fruity pebbles. We've got 2 different colors. Let's see if I can find the other one. These are not it. Looks like some guppies. Did some restock on guppies again because we just keep selling out of fancy guppies. Didn't go too crazy this week. Got some blues and some yellows. Very pretty. Snake skins, I think they call them. Snails. These are not snails. These are flounders. Look like at least one of them didn't make the trip. Little brackish fish. These little hog chokers or flounders are brackish fish that we rarely can find, but we bring them in when we can. Very, very fun. Here are some female guppies. Looks like most of them made the trip. Ran out of those yesterday, so a good time to get another batch of those. Next up is, what are you? These are Norman lamp eyes. We got a batch in last week. Part of them didn't make the trip, and the rest of them sold out right away, so we restocked those guys. And then scissor tail reservoirs came in pretty good size. Not nearly as popular as they deserve. Great ditherfish. They're very fast, kind of pretty silvery color with those tips on them. Fun to watch. So there you go. Get yourself some scissor tail reservoirs. Here is another very fun fish that is striped panda loach or dwarf panda loach. We put those in with the shrimp because they're oftentimes come in so minuscule. This little batch came in a little bit bigger, but nice little hill stream loach. And who are you? Longfin zebra Daniels, tiny. About half the size we normally get them, but nice long fins on them, so that's very cool. There's the other batch of fruity pebbles. That's the skirted tetras. And frogs, albino frogs. Restock on those guys. Haven't got those in a little while because the last batches we got didn't do well. These ones look really good. Some snailsies. We won't see them in the wrap up, but those are the thorn nearite snails. Restock on those. And then we got feeder guppies that are actually alive this week. I've been having a little trouble getting those in any kind of decent shape, which is not uncommon for guppies, but it's been worse than average. But this week we should have some feeder guppies for you. All right, that's all we got this week, guys. Have a wonderful day and happy fishing.